Hey Walking Dead fans, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, these are just a few of the many The Walking Dead videos here. Episode reviews and topics on every season. Subscribe today, hit that notification bell for updates. Plenty more season 1 videos on the channel in my playlist. Look for that link in the description below, and more season 1 videos coming in the next few weeks. So the bombing of the Pacific coast of the USA. It happened. We see it in Fear the Walking Dead. We also see Atlanta being bombed in Season 2, Episode 2 of The Walking Dead. There we find a traffic jam heading into Atlanta. Caught in it are Shane, Lori, and Carl, who happen to stop right beside another vehicle with Ed, Carol, and Sophia. Shane is trying to pick anything up he can on the radio, but is just getting static. He sees and hears helicopters flying over. The group is just waiting on the traffic to start moving again, but it never will. Shane tells Lori there is nothing on the radio, not even the emergency broadcast system, the recording about the refugee center in Atlanta, the one everyone was trying to reach, the reason everyone was going that direction, the reason of the traffic jam.
There's nothing. Emergency broadcast system stopped. That recording about the refugee center.
It had stopped broadcasting. There was nothing on the radio. So Shane and Lori go to scout up ahead, leaving Carol to look after Carl. They see and hear more helicopters and jets. But once they reach a high point looking out over the city, Shane and Lori witness the bombing of Atlanta. Napalm.
Jumping napalm in the streets.
We will learn in Fear the Walking Dead, this was the fate of almost every major U.S. city early on once the safe zones and refugee camps were overrun. Watch my Operation Cobalt video for even more information, and watch the Quarry Camp video for what happens to Shane and Lori and Carl and Carol and them and some others after they see the bombing and realize, hey guys, we're not heading to the city anymore. Of course, when we do see downtown Atlanta, when Rick rides in on the horse, it doesn't look like napalm was dropped, or at least not in that area. The burnout bus points in that direction, but no. The explanation here is simply budget, I think. If we go to Season 5, Episode 6, when Carol and Daryl go into the city to look for Beth, the episode tries to show some of the results from the bombing. Napalm, of course, burns everything it engulfs, so the burn look is what should be seen in most places. But going back to the street that Rick was on in Season 1, not much sign that napalm was dropped in this block or two or more. But as I stated, it's probably still the budget. Not much sign that napalm was dropped in this block or 3 area, or as I stated, it's a budget thing. Sliding over to LA, early days of the outbreak is shown in Fear the Walking Dead. This shot shows us parts of LA on fire. And that is a shot from Season 2, Episode 1, where we see the survivors board the Abigail and watch LA get bombed. They seem to have made it out just in time. We get this cool pan up and overshot of the bombing. LA is totally on fire. LA is totally on fire. So when the boat docks on an island, they find Park Ranger George and his family. And George tells Travis the gruesome reality that the state of the U.S. is in.
Napalm. It's what they're using up and down the coast. I've been checking in with some of the other ranger stations.
Is it every city?
As far as I can tell.
All the cities up and down the coast were napalmed. San Diego burned. George, he didn't really have any good news to offer. He had been in touch by radio to other ranger stations, and just like Dr. Jenner at the CDC said, he lost contact to everyone out there that he had been talking to. Every radio eventually became silent.
Interior's no better than the coast.
So not only were Atlanta and LA bombed, but seemingly every major city. We know now the entire world fell and the same type of strategy may have been used everywhere. And we learned in season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead that some military guys led by Troy were experimenting on people to see how long it took them to reanimate after being shot through the heart. His explanation was so that they will have a better understanding on how long a loved one can grieve with their dead before they turn. There was, of course, some racial things at play as well there. Troy was interested in different races and if the virus showed any differences because of race. And he had executed a whole lot of the Mexican people. But remember to learn more about the bombings in my video Operation Cobalt, and we know the bombings didn't seem to work well, as evident with all the walkers in the city and the horde that was eventually led out by the sound of the helicopter and in the direction of Herschel's farm. But it was this military order, government order that came down, Operation Cobalt, and you can find out more about that in the video, as I say. But that's what set in motion. If the refugee camps fell, if the safe zones fell, initiate Operation Cobalt, and that is get the military out, leave the people, only people that's worth saving, like doctors or maybe some type of intelligence high up military person or government official or something like that. I mean, it was very few. Leave everybody, get out, and here comes the bombs. Here comes the napalm. And that happened everywhere. It was like a nationwide, pretty much, Operation Cobalt probably got every city bombed, and the military pulled back. And that's the big question. That's a big what if. People would love to see that story, the military pulling back. Where did they pull back to? Did everybody just run off and try to find their family? Did they actually come back to a central base somewhere, or maybe a aircraft carrier out at sea? Where are they now? That's the big question. But if you guys have anything, details, ideas, questions you want about this video, put them in the description below and I will join you there. Hope all of you guys all around the world are doing well. America, you need to get your shit together. This is James in Nashville. As always, thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more dead stuff.